Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, for your Patreon cast for the week, it's going to be TossGirl versus Terror here on Python. Top side, an Offracing Terror playing Protoss and sporting the color teal. And on the right side, we have TossGirl playing Terran. Yes, I know. She's named TossGirl and she mains Terran, but she swapped to Terran from Protoss when she could consistently beat her sister, who went as Zerg Girl before getting a career in TV and movies. Pretty good family, I feel like. Their father introduced them to StarCraft in 1999, so getting a leg up on the competition. Pretty much the, I think TossGirl is the most important female player of StarCraft and the best one. According to Wikipedia, she won every single female Brood War tournament she ever entered. And she beat Reach in a tournament in 2009. So I think she's pretty darn good here. And Terra's off racing as Protoss. I got this from a replay pack off of Team Liquid. And let's go ahead and get right on into it here. So a PvT. Gateway first. Barracks first at the top of the ramp here on Python. It's just, I think you guys know Python, but just in case you don't, it's basically a Lost Temple without the high ground weirdness. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the spawn locations, the naturals, just down your ramp. Pretty darn easy to wall off your natural. Man, there is so much chatting. There is so much chatting. No, please. Hey, there you go. Why, it's a terror. Why are they speaking in English? Is what I'd like to know about this. I don't know. And yeah, you have these corner expansions too that are only, actually 2 of the corner expansions are only accessible if you have drops from something. But the other 2 expansions are available just on this huge ramp. And it's pretty nice. Pretty worth taking, I think. So this should be good. Looking forward to see who's going to come out on top here. I think Terror obviously is the better player overall, but he is off racing as Protoss here. And I think TossGirl's Terran is good enough to win this game. So let's check this out. Let's see who comes out on top here of this Patreon match. Again, thank you for watching this the week of February the 25th, for supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for as little as $1 a month. You get to see this a month before anybody else does. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. Obviously, we got 50,000 subs. Getting to 100,000 would be awesome. I really wouldn't complain about that at all. SCV from TossGirl ends up scouting. This is going to throw me, man. Players that have names that are the complete opposite of the race that they play freak me out every time. There's a Zerg player in StarCraft 2 who goes by Rainer, and it's just like, why? Why? And it's just because I assume he started as Terran, then swapped to Zerg, and that's the story. Same with TossGirl, so go figure. Didn't want to change their names. It's fine. So yeah, Zealot Probe trying to see where on earth this enemy Terran player is, and the answer is not the first 2 places you scouted. Unfortunately for you, no pressure available. There's 3 Marines anyway. With some good kiting, they should be able to handle this. Plus, there's a bunker coming up, which is going to make it really hard for the Zealot to get anything done. Dragoon on the way, though. Extra little damage. Singularity charge coming in, too. So this is going to be some Dragoon pressure. Ooh, it's a 2 gateway opening. So definitely some Dragoon pressure here. I love this. Get inside the bunker. Stay alive. Yes, you can stay alive as long as Singularity charge is not done. I feel like we're going to start pumping Dragoons. Oh, yeah. Off at 2 gates. This is going to be some big-time pressure. Are you going to... Oh, bypassing the bunker. Taking a lot of hits there. Draining all of the shields off both the Zealot and the Dragoon. All right. So SCVs have to come up here and try to assist with this. Yeah. So the Marines trade pretty well against Dragoons. The kiting can be difficult. The Zealot doesn't trade as well. The SCVs are forced to engage here, at least as a meat shield and a buffer. And that works out in the end for them. All right, so Zealot should die here pretty easily. Assume this is nuts. Like, assuming he gets in range of the Marines and does end up going down. All right, so now the Dragoon by itself with 18 HP should not be incredible. Meanwhile, back home, 2 Dragoons at a time, a robotics facility. Terror is 1-basing this joint right now, and I kind of love it, honestly. Okay, you're not escaping. Nope, not getting out. Yeah, I do not think that was worth the trade. from Terror at all. That said, additional Dragoons are coming in. They do have the range upgrade, and now let the attacks on the bunker begin. The trick here is, it's a 2-basing TossGirl versus a 1-basing Terror. So, Robotics Facility coming in. I really feel like Terror is planning on doing a 1-base attack and trying to kill TossGirl here. Well, maybe she over makes SCVs. Again, there's a window where 1-basing plays can take down 2-basers in PvT. I don't know if this is going to work, though. We've already got Siege Mode on the way. Siege tanks are producing out of that factory. It's kind of annoying. You have to pull these SCVs off the line and keep the repairing happening, but honestly, you're used to it if you're a Terran player. Robotic Support Bay. Reaver drop on the follow-up from Terror. I kind of, sort of, really like this from Terror right now. Alright, so tank shows up, and ooh, jumping on that tank. They do get the tank. Oh, and they don't lose any of the Dragoons. Terror. Nice move, buddy. Excellent move there. Trying to focus down the barracks. Maybe give themselves an easier angle to walk past this bunker again. You got to pull more SCVs on to repair this bunker. Come on. There you go. This is a lot of this is actually probably more SCVs than you need. It's about 1 SCV per Dragoon. So TossGirl actually taking some hits on the SCVs. Yeah, so you're over-repairing the bunker when you're repairing it. Meanwhile, another tank pops out, and this guy has siege mode. So he's going to siege up on the high ground, and cha-chong. It's probably time to get out. The Dragoons do decide to flee. There is still no sign of an expansion at all, because guess what? We are doing shuttle shenanigans. Reaver in production, not inside the shuttle yet. We're just going to use this to go ahead and shuttle everybody up onto the high ground and go to town. This is amazing. I've not seen a 1-basing attack in a PvT in some time, it feels like. This has been amazing stuff out of Terror. And really brutal for TossGirl to deal with at this point in time. Yeah, the refinery going down would be a huge freaking deal. Any SCV devs are going to be a problem. Siege tank firing away from a fairly safe location with some Marines to buffer. But check this out. We're going to do a Reaver next, right? You got a Reaver? We got a Reaver, ladies and gentlemen. Shuttle moving in. Dragoons inside the main base distracting from everything. The Marines know there's another shuttle coming. No, they abandoned their post. The Reaver drops in, takes tank fire, kills 4 Marines, gets out after taking some damage. The shuttle almost gets picked off by missile turrets, but not quite. Does get out of there. These Dragoons took some serious hits in the meantime. And should be able to take... Okay, so the Dragoon's going to die. And it does. Phew! What a crazy first 7 minutes that was. Second Nexus on the way here from Terror. Our Reaver buddy is dropping down here. He has 0 kills. Let's give him 1 kill. 1 kill for our Reaver friend. Unload. Fire. Pick up. Nice. Nice micro from Terror here. His Protoss is pretty fantastic, honestly. And tank almost down. 8 HP on that tank. Not enough to kill an SCV. If it's running away. If it's facing away from the Scarab, it's bad news bears for the Scarab, unfortunately. Are you going to take a 3rd base up here, Terror? I kind of love that if you do. Kind of love it. So both players not doing super incredibly well on economy. It's 27 to 32 workers here. Reaver shot. Not really going to connect on anything. No. Harmlessly explodes. Unfortunately for Terror there. He's getting shuttle speed, which is nice. Also working on a Citadel of Adun. And this is what you got to do. We've talked about this. The recipe for defeating a Protoss player is going to be out-expand them. There's that 3rd base coming up. Keep pressuring, kill tanks as often as you can. Keep that tank count low. Right? Even if you have to sacrifice your own units to kill tanks, do it. Because again, you're on 3 bases to the Terran. You can outproduce them. You basically have to Zerg it. That is how we've seen it done. The most impressive PvT victories I've seen on the channel have featured that very strategy. And honestly, some of it's been Offracing as well. So, Offracing, really fun in Brood War. Hope you're excited for this one too. Definitely hit that like button if you are. If you didn't, I already said that. But, you know, do it for the visibility on YouTube. The algorithm likes me better if people like my videos. And click buttons to prove it. Don't ya know? Alright, I'm not sure if there's an angle here, and Terror agrees with me. SCV checking to see, is there a 3rd base? By golly, there is. Very nice 3rd being taken here by the Protoss. Really not much of anything that TossGirl should worry about, that 3rd base. Just keep producing those tanks. Keep making vultures. Get spider mine upgrades. Love that. Get faster vulture movement. Love that too. Shuttle really just trying to find an angle to unload and get these reaver shots off, but not finding many angles at all here. Spider mine's getting tossed down. Do we have detection yet? I don't know if we have detection yet is a problem here. When you're rushing to reavers, sometimes getting an observer out is not necessarily your priority. God, reaver hits are good hits. See, and this is, we're going to sacrifice some dragoons to kill these tanks. I like it. I like it a lot. DT's in production. There's not an observatory here. This is dicey. This is really dicey from Terror all of a sudden. Where he doesn't have detection and spider mines are out, man. Obviously, we're 10 minutes in. If you expect your Terran opponent to not have spider mines out at 10 minutes, you're doing something wrong. You have some wrong expectations. Gonna fly right into that missile turret. Be so careful with that. Gonna head back home. This is a pretty intense setup here. DT, though, getting some kills. Trying to stay away from this missile turret, obviously. But yeah, you bring the tanks too close. Oh, the spider mines are detectors, though. Whoa, DT down. This is nuts right now. Good game. I hereby declare this is a good game right now. Vultures sneaking up to the third base, trying to get some harassment up there. Speed on the way. Are we seriously not worrying about an observatory today, Terror? I'm really concerned and alarmed by this strategy of yours. Vultures have decided, well, if no one's going to stop us from killing this third nexus, we'll kill this third nexus. That seems fine. Yeah. Ooh, that was another turret under construction. I'm assuming it... God, he's just clearing spider mines with DTs. I don't know if that's cost efficient, sir. That's a lot of gas for those Dark Templar. Is this another drop attempt? It is. DT's dropping in, but like, there's spider mines and there's detection and there's vultures and stuff. And I mean, sure, a couple SCVs are going to die here, which is fine. It's nothing end of the world whatsoever. Yeah, DT's cleaned up. Vulture's pretty good against those guys. Reaver's got 4 kills. He's unsupported, too. There's no shuttle here to support this guy. And as a result, he's taking take shots to the face, and nobody will save him. Poor guy. All right, so we're just going to walk through the spider minefield with no detection at all. What is this? What is this game? It's crazy stuff, that's for sure. Alright, Vultures just do a run by into this probe line. Try to get done what they can do. Focusing the probes down, trying to avoid the Zealots as much as they can. Zealots ring around the rosy time here with this tank. Yeah, all the Vultures get cleaned up. Zealots taking them spider mine hits, but that tank is dead. These Zealots have speeds. That means the turrets are dead, the mucker is dead, and the contain is over. Very nicely done. Third base did get killed by Vultures, though, during the contain, so I think that was probably worth it for TossGirl. Still on 2 base. A lot of tanks have died, which concerns me, but there's not much of an army here from Terror either. We're at 80 to 72 supply at 13 minutes. This has been crazy. Absolutely insane. Insane stuff here. Out of both players. I'm enjoying this immensely. This has been a really, really action-packed PvT. Some PvTs that I cast are honestly just both players macroing up for 15 minutes and then we see who wins. Or then the Terran goes on a rampage, right? And kills all of the Protoss bases almost, but then Protoss wins anyway. There have been some crazy matches like that for sure. This is some nice target firing. 3 kills on that Vulture before it goes down. It's 38 probes to 43 SCVs at the moment. Checking to see if there are expansions. Terror throws out a yeah. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know what yeah means exactly. Is there still... Okay, observers are finally on the way from Terror at 14 minutes, which is frustrating, I'm sure, for all of my Protoss fans that are watching right now. Salryojo. I don't know what that means. Are we speaking Korean to each other, like phonetic Korean, instead of using Korean characters? I don't know. I honestly should know more about the Korean language, but I do not. So still 0-0 upgrades on the tanks, 0-0 upgrades on the Dragoons. Upgrades have not been on the forefront of anybody's mind so far. Vehicle weapons is on the way from TossGirl, but yeah, I say. Alright, so the observer shows up. All the spider mines have been removed from the general area, and the third base is coming in as planned, 5 minutes ago. What are we at? 98 to 97 supply. I don't feel good about this for Terror. Being on even supply versus a Terran as Protoss is not exactly how you want to roll with this. A little bit careless. Spider-Mine's getting some hits here. Not sending that observer out in front. Again, Terror's off-racing, so he's not playing Protoss perfectly. But, I like what he's doing anyway. He understands, obviously. Look, if you're a professional gamer, if you're a professional StarCraft player, you understand all three races extremely well. Especially, especially if it's a race that you struggle against. Which Terror kind of does. And I think, he understands the Protoss versus Terran matchup as well, even though he mains Zerg. So just, siege tanks, vultures, factories being built here. And yeah, I kind of feel like TossGirl is in the lead, because the third base here just got up, and the third base of TossGirl has already been established. Maybe Terror can do something with this attack. This is a pretty darn large attack force. Heavy on zealots, but the spider mines are plentiful. Are the vultures plentiful enough? We will see. Attack incoming. Where is the observer? There it is. Oh, 2 observers. Wow. Charon boosters coming in. It's not that TossGirl expects a carrier transition, but arbiters should be on the menu here fairly soon. Although I do not see them. Tech has just been late for Terror here today. What's going on? We're at 17 minutes without arbiters, and I'm feeling like that's not super hot. Does have a 4th base warping in, but again, 3rd base is running for TossGirl. 4th base, I assume, is on the menu at some point. Soon. I mean, this is all covered, right? You just cover this choke, and you can expand to here and to here. Not really worry about much. Yeah, I think this world right now is TossGirl's for the taking. Additional tanks on the way, getting a starport, I'm guessing for EMPs. Yeah, vulture attack here up the top left. What the heck is W Catlax mean? Don't rightfully know. Okay, it could have been worse. I mean, it was a full probe evacuation. We're only at 43 probes to 59 SCVs, which is definitely not what you want to see if you're playing against a Terran player. You need that worker count to be high. You need that income to be high because you're not going to be making cost-efficient trades for the most part. Storm drop. So 3 zealots, more zealots, more zealots. Is this just a pure zealot drop? I can't say I've seen this attempted before. Usually it's a couple zealots to absorb the initial tank shots, absorb the initial attacks of the defense in general, and then you drop a High Templar that storms or a Reaver that storms. But honestly, just having zealots in your shuttle is an interesting move to me. I don't know what that's all about. Yep, small attempt. Again, the vultures are just here to kill probes. They're not necessarily here to kill anything else. Oh, the probe transfer. The number of probes dead here today. I like what TossGirl is doing. Again, definitely an excellent player. If you can beat Reach at Brood War, you are not bad at all. You have crossed over into excellent at StarCraft Brood War and top 1% of Brood War players in the world, if not further than that. So TossGirl kicking butt taking names. Still hasn't taken a 4th base yet. I keep thinking this is one, but it's just an engineering bay that's been scouting, obviously. 160 to 164 supply. TossGirl has a lead. Just moving out. This is, I don't know if this is 30 tanks, but this is a good number of tanks with +1 attack. Not working on any further upgrades. Again, +1 attack is done here too for Terror, but that's it, which is crazy to me. We going? This feels like a going scenario. Oh yeah. Dropping Archons on top of the tanks. Shuttles flying overhead. High Templar wandering into the mix, getting absolutely obliterated for no reason whatsoever. And Terror calls the GG. Yeah, he's down 146 to 102 total supply. Recognizing didn't do enough to whittle these tanks down. Trying to do Zealot bombs on top of the tanks did not work out. Beautiful tank spread here from TossGirl for sure. And a handful of Zealots back home to defend. Just not enough by way of army at all. No Arbiter play from Terror either. So, I don't know. Overall, a little bit disappointed in Terror's play as Protoss. I mean, obviously, Offracing, so we have to give him some allowances. The Protoss was pretty good for that. But yeah, the way he was able to handle this was not particularly good. I did love the 1-base harassment. I loved the, 1-base drop play, using the shuttle, using the Reavers, using Dark Templar up in here too, but just didn't do enough economic damage to really slow TossGirl down enough to where she was in trouble. She got her 3rd base up after killing Terror's 3rd Nexus, way before he got his 3rd base reestablished. By the time he got a 4th base rolling, it was just too late. He's trying to get a 5th base up here too, but it was, again, too little, too late. Beautiful spread here. Just very nicely done on the Spider Mines. The perfect setup of a couple of these Goliaths, a bunch of Vultures, and then just a ton of tanks. And that was all she wrote. So beautiful job overall. I need some TossGirl against somebody who's not Offracing. We'll try to find some of those. She did compete in SSL 10 in 2014, but she officially retired in 2012. So, I mean, it's been a while. We'll find some more games from her. 91,000 points to 81,000 points in favor of TossGirl. Outproduced the Protoss, which is never what you want to see in a PvT at all. Structures raised 9 to 1. Did a good job killing Terran structures, but that was about it. And if this is what your resources looks like, if you get out-gas mined, out-mineral mined, and out-spent by the Terran, you're going to lose. Because again, the Terran army is just more cost efficient. That's it. That is how PvT works. That is PvT in a nutshell. Absolutely incredible, incredible stuff. All right, so this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, until next time, you take care of yourself.